Hey, what's up guys, Stock Catcher here. In this video I'm going to be talking about several stocks that have interesting potential. If you're new to the channel, I highly recommend you hit the subscribe and join the team. I do my best every single day to give trade ideas as early as I can so you guys can capitalize. I talked about last week Beyond Meat during the weekend, and then it ended up just becoming a historical movement. It ran over 1,400%. I mentioned it right near the beginning, Friday morning. You could check, verify the time. This was before it was going crazy over the weekend on Friday morning, right? 58 cents. And then in this video, I'm going to be talking more potential stocks and ask you guys to please like the video, maybe drop a comment, because that shows that you guys like the videos, which motivates me to make more videos, right? So the first stock we got to talk about first is Beyond Meat, right? This stock is still very popular. A lot of people are hitting me up every single day. They're asking me, what's my price target? What do you think about Beyond Meat? Where should I buy it? And everything I say can't be financial advice, right? Just my opinion and entertainment. But if you look at video of Beyond Meat I made, you could go yourself and verify yourself. I made several videos on it, and every single video ended up just working out what I said was going to happen, right? I've been doing stocks 7 years now, and I'm just trying to share my experience, right? Because a lot of people who are doing stocks, they just do it for a few weeks or a few months and they think that they know everything, right? And I'm not saying I know everything, because I have a lot to learn as well, but I'm just saying that it's best, in my opinion, to see what happened in the past and use your experience to get into talk about and think about the current trades that are going on, right? Because I've been in historical stocks. This is not the first stock, Beyond Meat. I've been in, many crazy runs like GameStop, AMC, HKD, RGC. These are like 20,000%, 8,000%, 80,000+% runs, guys. So Beyond Meat ran 1,400%. I'm not saying that's small at all, but I have a lot of experience under the belt where I've dealt with much bigger runs, right? So I could see the price action. So we're talking about Beyond Meat. I said in the first video, when it was around 58, 60 cents, I said that it was going to be a huge push. And that's exactly what happened. And then it ended up just ripping face over $4. It went to over $4.50, I believe, right? That day after hours. And then in after hours, I sent a live stream. You could check yourself. I said that a lot of people, I think, got out early. They got out at $2. And then it's going to continue to move higher. I said that in the video as well. The second video, I talked about the price levels. You could check. I said $5, $6, $7 when it was trading below that. And then the next day, it ended up just ripping face to almost $9 a share, right? So the third video I made, I talked about how Beyond Meat, I think, has a lot of bags, a lot of bag holders, and it's going to really make it heavy, in my opinion. So that's exactly what happened. I said that this stock was going to break under that 250 level, in my opinion, possibly. And then it ended up happening. You check on Friday, it fell below $2, below that 250 key support area. I said that it's probably going to trade max in the range between 250 to 350. And then right now, this is my newest video, right? So being honest with you, this stock, Beyond Meat, I think is still a lot of people are trapped here on the bull side. And I'm just keeping it as real as possible. I know that a lot of people, a lot of perma bulls might not like what I say sometimes. That's why I don't have 100,000 followers like a lot of stock YouTubers do, right? I only have a couple thousand because I keep it real, right? I don't say stuff like it's gonna go to $1,000 with the thumbnail. I'm talking about Beyond Meat to $1,000, stuff like that. So to be honest with you, Beyond Meat, looking at it right now, there's a very nice $2 moving average. If you go to the extended time frame, $2 level, the moving average is very nice. Under that $2 level, this could head towards 150. Being completely honest with you, 150 level, the technical base level, as well as where the runs start to run, like the psychological level. If you look left, so Beyond Meat, it has to hold over that $2 level, in my opinion. Which, unfortunately, if there's a heavy amount of selling, I think that it will crack under that $2 again this week, right? Beyond Meat, the problem with this stock is they had fundamental issues, right? But when we're talking about trading, we're talking about stocks, small cap, whatever, trading, the fundamentals don't really matter, in my opinion, because you see the Chinese stocks that have no fundamental reason for it to rip 500% or 1,000%. They end up just ripping face with no news as well, right? So Beyond Meat, what ended up happening with this stock, same situation. The fundamentals were not the reason the stock ended up just going crazy. So looking at this stock, this is my honest opinion and prediction, right? What's going to happen next is I think that longs, they're still really trapped on this stock. So every single time this stock starts to spike, in my opinion, you will see a big amount of selling again. For example, the max, let's say the stock rips 50 cents from, let's say, $2 to $2.50. You're going to start to see, you could check yourself, people exiting. You're going to start to see red on the tape. And people who average down, they may be breaking even, or you're getting out at a small loss, in my opinion. So that's what's probably going to happen. I don't see the stock just rip and face $1 or $2, $3 like it did last week, right? So this is what's going to happen, probably, in my opinion. You're going to see Beyond Meat around $2, maybe fall under that this week. But once it starts to spike, a lot of people are going to get excited again. They're going to say, oh, it's going to squeeze again. And they're going to go crazy, but then it's going to tumble back down. They're going to fade again, in my opinion, right? Because these short sellers or bears, what they love doing, right? Every time a stock that made a big push up and then it kind of cap bounces, they short that bounce and then it makes a new lower low, right? So for the stock, I think that the max you're looking at this week, you're going to see those smaller pops, but it's going to get rejected again. And again, if this stock breaks over $3.50, $4 levels with high volume and tape shift, that is really nice. That means that it shifted. So you want to look for that. I don't think it's going to happen, to be 100% honest with you, unless there's a massive catalyst, like a big news drop. But that's just gambling at that point, because you don't know if that's going to come out, or you don't know if bad news are going to come out or good news is going to come out, because you don't have insider information, right? So unless that happens, in my opinion, I do not think this stock is going to go over that 354 level again. I think it's just going to make those consolidation moves, maybe fall even under 2 or around 2. And then once it makes a nice pop, like 50-cent pop, it's going to get faded again, right? So if you're comfortable holding this stock for days, weeks, or months, then it could eventually curl back up, like that stock, Bed Bath & Beyond. Remember BBBY? That stock did the same pattern. It was just downtrending, and then eventually, over time, it just ended up going up. But my personal way I trade, I don't trade on hope. And I'm not comfortable holding a small cap for like 6 months, you know what I'm saying? So if you're comfortable holding this stock that long, it could potentially go up. But this week, in my opinion, is going to be below $4, in my opinion, unless there's a strong news come out. So we're going to see what the stock has, right? Probably it's going to be around 2 to 250 range, probably, right? Maybe even fall under. So next stock we got to talk about is AST. This stock, again, same situation. A lot of people on social media are going crazy about it. I talked about this stock as a swing trade idea not long ago. And I even said on Friday to the live stream, you could check yourself, I said to the team that this is going to get pushed over the weekend, social media, and that's exactly what's happening. You go any social media, look up AST on X or look up anywhere. People are just constantly going hype about it. So again, I think this stock is going to gap up again. Same situation as the stock I mentioned earlier. You will probably see a gap up in the pre-market tomorrow. Not a crazy gap. I'm not thinking that the stock's going to go rip over 100%. I don't think this is going to be over like 250. But I do think that the stock's probably going to go over 150 tomorrow in the morning time, right? Because right now it's like, 120 or 115. I do think it's going to be over 150 in my opinion. So that's a big level on the technical chart as well. We're talking about AST. Mike Alfred bought over 1 million shares, as well as I'm looking online. Ken Gifford, net worth $50 billion, also bullish on the stock. And this is one of those stocks that technical-wise, I'm not really a huge fan of, being completely 100% honest with you. But when you're talking about stocks, I said earlier, right? The technicals, fundamentals don't have to be 100% good. Just based off hype or social media, in my opinion, it could cause a stock to go up. So this stock probably will be over 150. In my opinion, if it holds that 150, that'll be really bullish, because that's a big technical level, a psychological level as well. So look for that 150 level on AST. Next stock we're gonna talk about is PFSA. PFSA, this is a penny that has massive range on daily chart. Go check yourself, PFSA. This stock that I don't see a lot of people talking about, right? This stock has CE mark product in Europe, a recent NASDAQ listing. You look at the stock near-term catalyst potential, bullish catalyst potential, FDA progress, commercialization in EU, possible strategic partnership. And this stock, again, is right near that lows. The reason I'm mentioning PFSA is because if you've been noticing what's been really hot this past couple of weeks, past couple of months, Remember stocks like Brew. Remember stocks like G Plus. Stocks like YYAI, YDKG, all these penny stocks, Air, they got a massive push up. So this stock is at those lows. You want to add it to your watch list maybe, or this is a potential swing trade idea as well, or if it holds those key levels. So PFSA, I told my team on Friday to keep an eye out for this. Next stock you gotta watch, NVVE. It's the same concept as PFSA I talked about earlier, right? This is a penny that could get pushed. So if you look at the stock, actually, fundamental-wise, this has potential. Global EV adoption continues accelerating. Utilities and grid operators are increasingly seeking flexible resources, right, to integrate renewables. So NVVE, same situation as all these pennies. A massive range, first of all. Second, it has that, not just massive range, but also the fundamental angle as well, right? So NVVE, this is one I'm going to be watching as well for potential action. I'm having it on my watch list for potential swing trade, right? So next stock is WKEY. This is another swing trade idea I believe I made a video on. I think this was like a while ago. It's a month ago. And look at it right now. Look at the daily chart. It made a really nice uptrend. So WKEY, this one actually, management announced that there's a potential catalyst. This is November, which is in a few days, right? Quantum angle. If you've been paying attention this year, quantum has been a really big theme where a lot of people made a lot of money in the stock market with these quantum stocks, quantum plays, quantum catalyst. So WKEY, you want to look for that potential fundamental angle as well, but technical wise, it's also multi-day setup as well. Multi-day setups are my top 10 strategies. I want to talk about trading. I want to see if those previous resistance levels hold as support and then continue higher, right? So next stock is IMG. IMG, same situation as the pennies I mentioned earlier. This is another bottom penny play that could potentially get pushed, right? Similar to Air, Brew, G Plus, all these penny stocks have been hot, really hot. So IMG, this one, what's really interesting about the stock is that this company now holds a large liquid asset, Bitcoin, on its balance sheet. So this stock, on top of that, they announced MOUs, partnership, crypto AI partnerships just recently. This was like 2 months ago. And then on top of that, this is right near the bottom levels. AK filing completed sale of 220 million shares for 500 Bitcoin. Gross proceeds $55 million. So this one I'm going to be keeping an eye on as well for potential swing trade. Next stock we got to talk about, guys, IXHL. IXHL, this stock has a history of strategic collaborations and licensing agreements. This year, we're talking like a few months ago, actually, IXHL entered a 50-50 joint venture with Mind Medicine Australia to develop psychedelic-assisted therapies for conditions such as PTSD and depression. Those two, PTSD, depression, is a massive, massive market, guys. And we're talking about mental health as well. It's just going to get, unfortunately, worse in my opinion, right? So the one thing I've been noticing, actually, there could be potential between RMD or ResMed. This is over $37 billion market cap. Same angle as IXHL. The sleep apnea angle, right? So we're going to talk about potential connection with IXHL. Collaborating with IXHL could lead, in my opinion, right, to development of wearable devices that monitor sleep patterns and administer cannabinoid-based treatment. So IXHL and RMed, you could see potential. Again, this is not confirmed because I do not have any inside information, and I'm just sharing my opinion, right? As in terms of possibilities for the bullish case for IXHL, right? Because IXHL has just been at those low levels recently, and it's looking really interesting, right? Considering that RMed, leader in sleep apnea management, could potentially have a connection, right? Collaborate maybe with IXHL. You're thinking about the potential novel treatment as well, right? With the CPAP device or cloud-based monitoring system. This stock IXHL market cap is not even $500 million. It's like 121 million. So I just wanted to throw that out there. IXHL, what's your plan with it? Because this stock, a lot of people are just hitting me up about it. And I just decided to make another video about it, right? Because this stock, I'm bullish on it. Ideally, we want to see that curl over 50 cents. And like I said, there could be potential as well, IXHL. So let me know more in the comments if you have more information, guys, so I can make more videos on IXHL. So next time we got to talk about is NAC. This one I made a video on in the past, right? NAC, Northern Dynasty Mineral. I talked about this stock in the past, and then it just ripping face. So when we're talking about NAC stock, this is another one of those fundamental angles stocks that have a fundamental reasoning behind it as well, right? Because if you're talking about the Pebble deposit in terms of NAC, NAC controls one of the largest undeveloped copper gold deposits in the world. This stock is also technical-wise. It's a multi-day setup, guys. Look for if it holds those levels to continue making a move similar to AREC. Remember I talked about AREC? That stock did the same similar type of pattern. So next stock, we gotta talk about OpenDoor technology. OpenDoor technical looks really good in my opinion, being 100% honest with you. The technicals look really nice. Weekly, especially the extended time frame. Look at the weekly chart. Look at this really tight bull flag type of setup. This is one of my top 10 technical patterns ever, the bull flag, right? So if you're talking about open stock, this stock still has very high short percentage. It's over 27%. This is stock that does not have a like 5% short. This is 27% over short percentage. Market cap is under 6 billion as well. Levels I'm gonna be looking at for open is 835, 850 this week. I do think that open has very, very nice potential for it to go over that 850 level this week. But I'm gonna be watching it very closely. I know a lot of people like open as well. I'm also really bullish on open as well. So I just want to put this in the video. So last stock for the video. So last stock for the video is gonna be GNS. This one, Genius Group. Same situation as Beyond Meat. I made many videos on this stock, and pretty much 90% of what I said ended up just happening. You could check, verify yourself. Go to my old videos on GNS and check what happened every time I made a video on it. So this stock, it looks really interesting on the daily chart as usual. It's just consolidating. But we're gonna talk about the GNS AI powered education angle, right? This has a lot of potential because if you're talking about in terms of just the registered students alone and the entrepreneurship future as well, this is very scalable in my opinion. As someone that also does business, this stock has a really bullish future in my opinion with multiple monetization levers. B2C subscriptions, enterprise contract, courses. You could even talk about certification. So I want to just connect GNS to AST, right? That stock AST is just going crazy on social media lately. So GNS also is a stock that made really big social media presence this year, actually in the summertime. I remember clearly I made a video at 50 cents. It ended up just ripping face over 100%, massive amount. Went to almost $2 a share. So AST and GNS, both of these stocks, Bitcoin angle. GNS has been accumulating Bitcoin on his balance sheet. And we're talking about recently, just a few months ago, GNS reported 100 Bitcoin purchase. So GNS, we got that kind of trendy angle on top of Bitcoin angle, on top of the fact, the massive lawsuit angle as well. This is one you have to add to your watch list because GNS could get similar to AST, where once the stock starts to get a lot of social media hype, you never know, the stock can just rip and face over 125 again, right? So this one I'm gonna be keeping an eye on, like AST, very, very closely. So you made 10 in the video, guys. I appreciate if you watched the video. I'm just trying to help people every day share my opinion as well as guide people on the live stream, right? I do live stream every morning, pre-markets or after hours. If you're interested in that, where I help people as much as I can, you could join the YouTube member. And I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow as well, guys. Hope everybody has a great week. I think this week is gonna be crazy, a lot of fun, a lot of volatility, a lot of news that come out this week, guys. So let's go, guys. All right, so I'll catch you signing out. Have a great day.